Republicans are campaigning hard to regain control of the U.S. Senate in the November midterms, now less than 8 weeks away. The GOP lost a seat in Arizona 2 years ago, and they are counting on winning back the state to take the majority. Capitol Hill correspondent Erik Rosales has more from the Grand Canyon state.
I'm in historic Old Town Scottsdale, Arizona, where Republicans hope that Trump-endorsed businessman Blake Masters can deliver the state to the GOP. I sat down with Mr. Masters to talk to him about why is he getting into politics.
I'm running for this office because I'm tired of politics as usual, and I believe in just being honest and let the chips fall where they may. It's getting harder and harder in this country to raise a family. It's getting harder and harder in this country for our police to do their jobs because they're not supported by politicians. They're not supported by the media. And so I look around, especially just in the last 18 months of Joe Biden and the Democrats in charge, I think they've completely failed.
Since the Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade, abortion has become a key election issue. Your opponent has tried to confuse voters about your pro-life stance, but you are pro-life?
I'm pro-life, and I know that the correct amount of abortion in a healthy society is 0. And I pray to God someday we'll get there.
Blake Masters tells me the justices got it right, sending the issue back to state legislatures.
That's where the pro-life movement, that's where we're going to pick up the fight, and we play offense in the state legislatures. But I always said from day one of the primary, that's not enough. I do think there's a role for the federal government here, and the federal government has to step in and protect life.
He was criticized by the media for watering down his pro-life agenda on his campaign website and tells me his opponent, Senator Mark Kelly, is mischaracterizing his pro-life beliefs.
To play offense, I went and highlighted how the Democrats don't believe in any limits at all. And isn't this crazy? And 90% of Americans agree that at least at the very late stage, 3rd trimester, we should be banning abortions at the federal level. And so that's the legislation that I'm committed to push in the U.S. Senate.
Blake Masters says Arizonans also want a secure border.
I think the correct amount of illegal immigration is 0. I believe in the rule of law. But what's happening there on just a humanitarian level, I mean, it's indescribable.
Blake Masters grew up Catholic but walked away from his faith as a young man. He hasn't talked much about how he came back to his Catholic roots until now.
I'm blessed in my life to have rediscovered my faith. I think having children started that course for me. You know, your heart just opens up in a different way.
He believes putting God first is essential.
We've seen the 20th century, right? When leaders turn their back on God, really, really ugly things happen. When you think you can create heaven on earth, utopia, as a political leader, that's just a path to darkness and despair.
It's important to note that I reached out to Democratic Senator Mark Kelly for an interview, but my emails never received a response. From historic Old Town Scottsdale, Arizona, Erik Rosales, EWTN News Nightly.